Hello guys, October 12th, the Hindu editorial. So today you will learn a lot of things from this one single video, and I don't think you will get all this in one point in any particular YouTube video or anywhere. G4 nations are there, and there is a coffee club which opposes that. There is African Union, Arab League, L69 group, CARICOM group, and all this have tried to bring some reforms in United Nations Security Council, and that is our center of discussion. And one article by Shashi Tharoor has come, so I'll tell you why only one article and how much you will learn today. It's going to be very interesting. Please watch till the end and make notes if required. Prelims and mains direct questions have come in the past and again will come from these same topics again. Okay, so please do all this what is sufficient. Before going to the editorial pages, I will just want to remind you that last 3 days after this, don't come and ask for this batch. October 17th, the timetable will start, from which you have to start reading your NCRTs. It's a self-study plan, and then when you finish reading your NCRT, you will be given an NCRT-based MCQ PDF that you read and solve yourself. After that, again, we'll ask you to read something else, like maybe science or polity. Then after that, test based on that will be given. Like that, close to 93 to 94 tests are there in this batch, a prelims test and 25 mains test. So at a regular interval, we'll keep doing that. So your studies will be complete, and this is your final shot. Okay, if you are giving 2024 attempt, don't think you can start after 1 month. This is your last chance. In October also, if you don't start, then it's very, very difficult to clear this exam. Okay, no matter you are a veteran or whoever, without consistent studies, you are not going to pass. Don't have the overconfidence that I have given prelims already, I will do it in the last 6 months. You cannot. Okay, UPSC is gone the times when some seniors had veteran advantage. Now that is not there. Now everybody are on same page. So start studying seriously. So this one, please come and ask me in WhatsApp. If you are not a 2024 aspirant, then there is a 2025 batch also, which is 575-day timetable, and this will again have the same thing, but more number of tests. Around 111 prelims test is there, and mains again 25 mains test is there. So this also, if you do according to what we tell, you will see that your portions are getting completed. In this 575 also, 75 days are kept aside for your optional studies, which we won't cover. So that 75 days, it's like a disconnect between Vysh and you can go and join anywhere or study yourself. But the remaining days, what to do, 500 days, we will tell you, and all your subjects will get automatically completed by your studies, and through our test reading, by our daily editorials, it will get completed. Okay, so come and WhatsApp us, where you can even ask for the current affair pack, because I know many people already joined some other coaching, so you don't want to enroll with Vysh IAS. That is totally your choice. But current affair, you know how much detail I take. So all the things, even today what we are going to discuss, everything in notes format is there, in MCQ format it is there in our PDFs. So 12 months or 24 months or even up to 5 years, last 5 years it's there. You can come and join this and then start studying. Okay, so number is given, this is the WhatsApp number. Now we will directly go to our today's editorial, and I will tell you why only one article is sufficient. Last many days, if you see, Hindu has been very, very pathetic, I will tell. The content is so bad that we itself won't feel like discussing. That is why I told you last 2 days it was like 5-10 minutes kind of material only is there. That's why I did not make the episode, but I will do some static part with it and make it to the usual timeline. So wait for that. So here elections are coming up. So Congress versus BJP, they are talking something. Women's bill, every day, anyone, one lawyer, one activist, whoever is free that day is writing something and giving to Hindu, and they are publishing it. It's good for nothing. Okay, you will not get any extra information. Then here Maharashtra's local news, and here it is Modinomics. They are blaming it, meaning Modi has not achieved anything. We did not bring investments. We did not encourage our private sector. We did not do anything for the people. Meaning complete critic. Whoever hate the current government has written something. So for exam, you will not get anything. For your political interest, if you like, again, this criticizing kind of people, you can read that and enjoy reading that. Okay, then here GST Council, GST, you know, they will meet every now and then. So that static part I have taught you once, but again here the meeting happened more frequently this year compared to last year, so it's a good sign. And molasses, this crop residue and all these things related to that, the GST, which was very high, 28%, I think, it was now brought to 5%. So that's a good sign again. And another thing, concern which author is telling, GST on electricity, petroleum and alcohol is still now not available. It's not under GST bracket. So when will the government bring that? Why are they not able to bring consensus, even though states have more majority in the GST council? 2/3 voting is for the states and 1/3 is for the center. So that means states all are not coming in the same line, and they are not allowing GST to come in these sections. So we will wait and see. So it's an open-ended question. There is no output there. So that also gone. So only thing we can discuss is this UNSC reforms. Here the chart section. Okay. The migrant workers, you know, in Delhi and in every state you go, there will be migrants. Like in Delhi, maximum example they have taken, UP and Bihar people go there to work. So when election happens in UP, these people maybe not be able to go travel back for just for that voting. So can you give a remote voting kind of system? And it's not about that actually, it's about an interview which they did with these migrant workers itself and asking their opinion. So like they're telling 60% told yes, 40% told no, 20% told nothing. So like that, it's a graph of that, which is no use for exam. When election commission brings in such remote voting system and all these things, that time we will make video on that. Okay, so this is the overall page. UNSC reforms also, it's Shashi Tharoor, so the language is good, the article is nice, that's why I took it. But we discuss more static part more than the article which is written there. Okay, article also I'll show you, but more importance we will give to that. And this term, I don't think anybody taught you, intergovernmental negotiations or IGN. This is something like a group of some countries who is working with the UN to bring changes in the UNSC. Okay, UNSC means what? You have studied this P5 countries, meaning after the World War, 5 countries thought that they are the best countries and they will rule upon everyone else, and they are still doing it. So, okay, actually it was 4 countries and 5th membership was offered to China and India. India did not accept it because of that leadership at that time thought they are not ready for that. China took it. China is then misusing it also because these people has veto power, meaning a bill you can hold it or any decision you can hold it with the veto, meaning in 15 members because 10 non-permanent members is also there. Okay, P5 plus 10 non-permanent members who rotation basis will change every 2 years. So these 15 people, when they do some voting, suppose 14 people voted to like in favor of that, like make this person a branded terrorist or something you voted, but China tells like no, then that full voting is waste because China's vote has more value. It is veto vote. Okay, meaning they can hold something. If the other 10 people, these 10 people, anyone doesn't vote, meaning suppose the P5 everybody voted for something and here 9 out of 10 voted, meaning 14 vote you got, then it passes because P5 everybody agreed, right? So it passes. But if it is like only P4 agreed, China did not agree, even though other 10 everybody agrees, 14 country, because of China's veto or maybe Russia's veto or UK, anybody did the veto power if they use, that bill doesn't get passed in the UN. So that is why this veto is a very like extreme power given to these people just in the name of winning a world war, which is of no relevance today. That is why everybody is telling India deserves. Okay, India deserves to be the P6 member. As of now, if you tell P6, they count it as a P5 plus Germany they count. Okay, meaning the next possible they consider from their side is Germany. But the world considers more support is for India is there, then Brazil is there because from Latin America somebody should be there or from Africa somebody should be there. Okay, like South Africa, like that there is the debate. So for that only these groups, if you see intergovernmental negotiations, which is composed of the 7 groups, African Union, G4, Coffee Club, which is actually a nickname for the UFC, that is Uniting for Consensus Group, and then L69 group, then Arab League, Caribbean Community. This all has its own purposes. It's not formed for this, it has purposes, but these people are the ones who is actually demanding some changes in the UNSC. Okay, except the Coffee Club. Coffee Club is actually opposing it, meaning when G4 tells we want to be that, these people are opposing it. So each thing, who are its members, which year this was formed, how much voting you need to make some change in UNSC, everything will be clear by the end of this video. Okay, so now if you take UNSC, first thing is headquarters in New York, and first you should know the basics. Like as I told, when World War I happened, after the war obviously treaty will come, peace things will come, and they will make a body for peace, and that body first was League of Nations. Okay, you can tell LN, League of Nations, and told this body should see to it that no more war happen. But war happened, World War II happened. So when World War II happened, after that also they will do the same procedure, and they made United Nations. And now they claim that, okay, World War III did not happen, we are successful, but it is actually failed because World War III is like, okay, some countries are fighting, but other than that also wars are happening. Armenia, Azerbaijan is fighting since years. The India-Pakistan issue is not resolved. China-Taiwan issue is there. China-Tibet issue is there. Ukraine-Russia is fighting. Now Israel-Palestine is fighting. Everybody are fighting. Then what you did, what this United Nations was good for, it is like good for nothing body. So that is the angle to that, one angle. Now theory-wise if you study, as I told, 1945 one charter was there by which it was established for international peace and security. And United Nations, you know, it has like specialized agency, it has special bodies, it has many branches. But there is something which is the main thing, which is called organs. It has 6 principal organs, of which one is UNSC. Okay, so 6 principal organs. One is UNSC, one is UNGA. UNGA means everybody, that 193 countries, everybody together sitting is called UNGA. UNSC is that top 15 countries which they tell, 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent, which rotation basis comes. Then there is a trusteeship council, which now I think it doesn't have any significance. Then Economic and Social Council or ECOSOC, which I already explained in one of the previous editorials. Okay, then we have the International Court of Justice, ICJ, which again China and all never listen to them. Okay, so UN Secretariat also. Okay, the Secretariat General you would have heard. So these 6 are the main organs. Okay, so now today's discussion is about UNSC, where as I told 5 permanent and 10 non-permanent is there. The permanent are USA, Russia, France, and UK who won the war, and China which they got like a bonus, so 5 people. Then non-permanent members are elected for a 2-year term. India for the 8th time was like in that 10 members during 2021 to 22. Okay, and every year elections will happen, like 1 year we elect 5 people, then another next year another 5 people. So like that, on rotation basis, every year 5 people are getting elected into this non-permanent thing. And how is this 5 chosen? It is not random. It is on regional basis, being that 10 seats, right? 5 should be from African and Asian countries. Okay, so in that quota only India also gets sometimes. 1 from Eastern European, and 2 from Western European, and 2 from Latin American Caribbean. So we see Europe has this much already in the main 5. If you see, Russia is kind of this only, Europe only half of it. Then there is France, then there is UK, and then here again through this 1 Eastern European and 2 Western European, 3 more you are adding, meaning in the total 15, 6 will be Europe representation. So is it like they actually deserve it? Meaning more Asian should be there, more African should be there, more Latin America should be there, Australia should be there. Instead of that, they are putting more weightage to USA and Europe. That is not acceptable. Okay, this is the basic static about UNSC. We will see more details, like the presidency rotates every month. Okay, and it's like in that 15 members, right, which form the UNSC, the presidency will rotate, and then each member of the UNSC has only 1 vote. But as I told, if it is 15 people, how much votes you need? How much votes you need means it's not like half or something. You need 9 votes to pass any bill. You need an affirmative vote of 9 votes. But problem is, so 9 vote means 6 people did not vote. Now in that 6, if anyone was that veto power person, okay, China or Russia or this thing, then this 9 vote has no value. Then it will get rejected. Even though 9 or 10 people voted or 14 people voted, and suppose China tell no, it doesn't work. So a no vote from one of the 5 permanent members permanently blocks the passage of the bill. So that is why China many times when we, like one person, Masood Azhar or anyone terrorist, we tell, okay, let's brand him a global terrorist. China simply to appease Pakistan will not do it, will not vote here. So that is one problem. So so this is the thing in the voting pattern. So usual UN rules that does not apply to UNSC, meaning when these people discuss something, they don't actually make note of it. There's no minutes of meeting, there's no text there, there's nothing which we can later amend. They are discussing like an internal secret kind of meeting. So that is another drawback or any negative if you have to write about UNSC. Okay, one thing I told you, like this overpower and veto and more representation of EU, this are all is negatives. Okay, because that you have to write. UPSC will surely ask you have to write in the mains. But one more thing, the text, they don't follow many rules which the other UNGA follows and all. There's no text, there's no recordings of the meetings, there's nothing. So that is also one thing which has to have a drastic change. Okay, so now we will one by one discuss these 7 who are trying to bring changes in this particular UNSC. Okay, so the first thing, African Union, which now recently got G20 admission. You see 2023 it got G20 admission under India's presidency. You would have seen that video and all, even we shared it on our YouTube. So here it's a body of 55 member state, meaning that full African country, right? The full African country, all the countries are part of this union. Same like European Union is there, where some are not there part of it, but most of the European countries are part of European Union. So that body, earlier in 1963, they made a body called Organization for African Unity. That was the first form of it. And then 1980, one Lagos Plan of Action was adopted. This plan suggested that we should reduce our dependency on the West countries and we should promote more intra-African trade. Okay, so economically they are trying to rise. 2002, the body name was changed, like it was made the African Union, where they told our full main goal should be this only, economic integration of the continent. Okay, meaning an extreme level of 1982 Lagos Action Plan. Then free trade agreement also they started signing. You know, India, Japan signs, India, Korea signs. Like that, they did a African continental free trade agreement where everybody will freely trade a lot of things to each other. Okay, so like that, this is the evolution of African Union. And then one editorial was there when I made during G20 summit. There more details are there. Okay, but for your prelims and basic things, this is enough here. In this context, this is enough. Then we will see the G4. The short trick for that is Big J. Okay, BIGJ, that is standing for Brazil, India, Germany, Japan. These 4 believes that they are the next, meaning P5 plus maybe 4, so P9. These 4 deserve to be in the permanent membership. Okay, so here they are aspiring members and they traditionally meet also every year. Whenever this UNGA meeting happens, side by side they also will have a meeting before they leave to their respective countries. They will meet every year. Okay. So the first 40 years, that is 1945 to 1990s and all, you can tell, we didn't care about that. Those times governments didn't even ask them like we also want to be permanent member. But from 1993 onwards, we started writing more proposals and all. So indirectly we started telling, and we didn't specifically write here, 1993 we did not specifically write that we want to be permanent member, but we started hinting it. And then last few years, if you see, especially like last decade, you can tell 10, 12 years, we are pushing it too much. Every time when our external ministers, if it is Sushma Swaraj time or now Jaishankar, we go and tell this, that enough or gone are the times when you 5 people will sit in the table and discuss things and others will listen. Now, there are other countries who are doing better. There are other people who needs representation. We are the highest, like population wise, economy wise, everything we are things. So we also has to be in the discussion table. You cannot make rules and we will not obey. Okay, so very boldly S. Jaishankar tells that. You can see the videos. And so India deserves a permanent place in the council because of its economy, population, and the largest democracy in the world. Okay, there are various factors. Okay. So veto power also will give us a lot of power. Example, as I told, China keeps delaying our branding the terrorist like Masood Azhar and all. So if we get in there, maybe we can, if we change something in the pattern, maybe China's vote won't have any value anymore. Like that, if we change something, then it will be better for us. Okay. So now, next one, there is a group opposing this. Obviously, when India wants to enter, who will oppose? Pakistan will oppose. Brazil want to enter, Argentina will oppose. Or I think even Europe related, which was the country? It was Italy. No, sorry, it is Germany. When Germany wants to enter, Italy and Spain, they will oppose. So like that, every country in this big J, that is the G4, when they want to enter, there is an opposing people also. So these opposing people together made a coffee club or a group called United for Consensus, which in the 90s only, same time only they also started. And they told, we are opposing this expansion of UNSC. Opposition of the possible expansion, meaning they don't even want it to happen. Okay, so leadership is Italy, and then founding members were Pakistan, Mexico, and Egypt. Okay, and then Egypt, why? Because again, they fear that in Africa, if somebody is coming, it should be us. It's not like South Africa or anybody who wants. And then soon they joined by Spain, Argentina, Turkey, Canada. So you will think like, why Canada is there? Canada is a very developed country, and that is the main reason also. Canada and South Korea is also a part of this because they are developed countries, and they feel once upon a time we used to help this India and this Brazil and all, and now they are telling they want to be P5 before us. How can we accept? So Canada, South Korea is opposing because of that. Okay, because they feel developing countries should not get a chance before them. And then Argentina is opposing Brazil, Australia is opposing Japan, Italy and Spain is opposing Germany, and then Pakistan is opposing India. Okay, this is what is happening. So the members, you just noted down, like important members at least, there are more than 32 members, but this what is listed here, at least that you should know. And then you should know all these are kind of mid-sized countries. These are not very developed countries and everyone except for the Canada and South Korea. All are very like average countries who have not done anything by themselves also, but won't let others also succeed. Okay, meaning good for nothing countries basically. So these people are doing this as a coffee club, and I think once UPSC prelims question came also regarding that. Now there is something called L69 group, of which India is also a part. India, Brazil, South Africa, all are part of it. These are the group of the developing countries. Okay, who are like mostly African, Asian, the island countries. These are the countries who are group of this, and India only serves as the secretariat for this meetings of these groups. So this again common cause is some change, some comprehensive change in the United Nations Security Council. So why the name is L69? Because that time they submitted a draft document, and that document number was L69 in 2007-8 when they placed that on table. So that is why they started calling their group as L69 group. Okay, because that is when they initiated this intergovernmental negotiation, which I told you first, IGN process, which everybody is wanting to bring some change. Okay. So 22 members it was in the starting, and now it is increased to more than 42 countries, including all this which is listed here. So you can note down, not by heart all these countries and all, but note down again. If you Google and the Wikipedia, the full list is there. But important, like India is there, Brazil is there, South Africa is there, Fiji or some African countries like Ethiopia is there, even Mongolia is there. Just have a glance so that if UPSC ask, okay, usually I don't think this group and all UPSC ask because it's ever expanding. Every time the members will keep changing. So just note down what is the cause and purpose of this. Now, Arab League was in news anyway, so you have to study. Like in May 2023, Arab League readmitted Syria. Okay, you would have noticed that Arab countries now suddenly started becoming friends again, meaning they all were fighting. Like Saudi Arabia threw Qatar out of the GCC group, they threw Syria out of the Arab League. Many things were happening in the 2011 to 15-16 time. But suddenly they understood that West and Russia and all, everyone are fighting, we can't depend on them, so let's all become friends. So they all start becoming friends, and even to Israel they were getting close, and that is what Palestine or Hamas did not like it, and now this terrorist activity happened. Okay, else there was no reason to do it exactly now. Now, when they suddenly heard that Saudi is also going to have a friendship with Israel, the next week you saw that a terrorist attack happened. So that is why they will never, this Hamas and all is like, I will never support, because there are many people telling like, why are you taking the side of Israel? We are not taking side of Israel, or we are not taking side of Palestine. We need a two-state solution like the global thing, or what Indian government has taken to stand. We need two countries, but you should come in like around a table, sit and discuss and demarcate the land. Not like you put 10 bombs here, you put 10 bombs here, you kill civilians, children, rape the woman. This is not how you get your land. And this Hamas especially, Hamas is not for this just this land. Okay, Hamas, you go and see the flag. The flag itself has the full map of Israel, the full land, including Israel and Palestine, the full land, and they want that full thing. And today's statement by Hamas leader, you go and Google, you will get it. That shameless person, he has told that Israel is just the beginning. We want the entire world. The entire world has to be under our Sharia law or whatever that buffoonery law which they have. They want the complete world to run on that law. Okay, we are not against Islam or Muslim or anything. We are against extremist. That applies to even Hindutva or anything like any ideology where they like lynch people, mob lynching, slaughtering people in the name of religion. Meaning you tell Allahu Akbar or you tell Jai Sri Ram, and after that you're killing people, you both are terrorists. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Your reason doesn't justify. You cannot tell I'm fighting for my land, or you attacked first, or you cannot tell that. If you are doing it, you yourself are also the same thing. Okay, so we don't take sides, because this in Instagram and YouTube, lot of you would have seen people are abusing us, and we would have abused back also. That will keep going. Okay, but now we have cleared it. Most of them we have cleared it. But you as an aspirant should understand that do not take sides. Your job is to study. Your job is to give this exam and clear. Okay, because you, if you are giving IF, you are becoming IFS and all, you will be posted in different countries. So you are a person responsible for peace process, not to go and start war there. Okay, so if you are not having that mental stability to understand that this is a global issue and how to take it in a diplomatic fashion, then you don't deserve to give this exam. Okay, so that is why try to take it in exam point of view. And coming back to this topic, Arab League. Syria was suspended from Arab League in 2011 because they thought that they are doing something against peace processes, and they're doing violent things against the protest which people do and all. So Syria was kind of sidelined. So it's called the crisis in Syria also, which led to displacement. Many people had to go out and become refugees, and many people died also. And now a committee also was formed: Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Jordan and Iraq. Okay, a committee was formed to help Syria to come out of this crisis. Okay, so now Arab League is also called League of Arab States. Okay, LAS. It's an intergovernmental body, but the Arabic world. Okay, not the full world, Arabic world, which is mostly the countries of the Middle East and the North Africa, which is also called MENA. Okay, so this also UPSC I think have asked already in the mains, like what is the relation between or justify the relation between India and this MENA group. Okay, which is the Middle East countries and the North African countries, because for oil and everything we need Middle East countries, and for clean energy we need the North African country like Morocco, Algeria, because there lot of potential is there for solar wind projects. Okay, that is why North Africa and Middle East, for our energy needs, we need them. And then again for voting in the United Nations and all, these people are all vote for us. Okay, whenever something is like Kashmir issue or anything, they support us. So we need them. So now Egypt, this body was formed in on 22nd March 1945. 22 Arab countries are there, which you can see almost every country which you can think in the Middle East and the North Africa, everyone will be there. Okay, so just note it down once so that you have an idea. And then their agenda, disputes you should solve, not only disputes between them, but if you have dispute with an outsider, then also this body will intervene. And on 13th April 1950, an agreement on joint defense and economic cooperation also was done, meaning any military related defense measures also they will help each other. So that is a kind of a NATO, but for the Muslim world. Okay. So this is the basics about Arab League. There is another body which is OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation, that in which Saudi, again I think Saudi is the headquarters. So that is a even bigger body and a different body. Okay, so that don't mix with this, and India is not part of both of them, and that also was like India did not like it, because India has I think second or third largest Muslim population in the world, and still India is not admitted to these groups. India don't like such approach. Okay, so that is one point you should note down. Now, Caribbean community formed in 1973. 2019, our Prime Minister met these people also. These are the Caribbean island, you know, that West Indies group of islands which is there to the south east side of USA or Mexico. You can tell that area in those waters. There is some countries like this Antigua, Barbuda, Bahamas, and again you can see this Dominica, Grenada, okay, Jamaica, Tobago. These are different countries. You would have heard Pirates of the Caribbean movie and also this in that area that fiction is made. Okay, so the chairmanship of the community is rotating updated every 6 months, and they have a single market economy kind of concept where again they will do trade and provide opportunities to each other, both goods and services. Then the government of India in 2005-6 itself, we had funded a lot for their infrastructure, their maybe computer software, the communication, IT, anything, their secretariat building, everything we had funded. And now also this government since 2019 has funded billions of dollars, because there are a lot of hurricanes and cyclones will happen. So that also we have funded. Maybe the COVID time we have helped, the disaster time we have helped. So we are doing a lot of help, and we have a relation between India and CARICOM. There is a relation. So these are the static part for you. Now what Shashi Tharoor tells that more than 3 decades after the debate first started, meaning as I told in the 90s they started that there should be reform in the UNSC, but it's only in paper. And so this time very bluntly, okay, very meaning without any mask or without any, you can tell, sweet coating, sugar coating, they just openly told, the Turkey's president told, the Security Council has ceased to be the guarantor of world security and has become a battleground for the political strategy of the 5 countries. Meaning that 5, whenever they are in war, whenever their agenda is there, their funding is there, to operate that you have a United Nations, and United Nations has failed as a global body. And the United Nations Security General also accepted that. He told that the world has changed now, but our institutions have still not changed. We cannot effectively address problems as they are if institutions do not reflect the world as it is. Okay, meaning if institution doesn't mirror to the world way now, it is good for nothing. So instead of solving problem, they risk becoming part of the problem. So now the 5 permanent members I told you, they enjoy their position of veto power. And last meaning 76 years before they won the world war, and for that you are still giving them this royal treatment is not right. And in case of China, he's like in a trolling way, they're telling the word "one" should be put in inverted quotes, because they didn't win, or they didn't do anything much for the war. Okay, they were just a side of British, you can tell, or a pet of British. So that is why that you should not consider, or like he's trolling China in that statement. Okay, so now he told he worked in United Nations 20 years back. So that time he told that they told by 50th anniversary of the UN, that is by 1995, we will bring reforms in UNSC. Okay, and now he's again trolling that, like 50 you told, now 60th anniversary gone, 70th anniversary gone, 75th anniversary gone. You have any shame, or you have any thought process going behind, like you have any idea that you are telling something and you are not doing something? So it's like they're telling doctors gather around a patient, they all agree that diagnosis is needed, there need to be a change, but the prescription they don't know how to operate it, they don't know how to implement it. So like that he again trolled with a doctor's example. And then Security Council reflects the geopolitical realities of 1945 and not of today. So when the UN was founded in 1945, okay, as I told that time, there were 11 countries which had membership of UNSC. Now we have 15, right? That time it was 11, okay. And then total membership of the 51 countries, that is that time total UN countries is 51 countries only. In 51, 11 were UNSC. That means around 22% are part of UNSC. Today, we have 193 countries, not 151, sorry, not 51, we have 193 countries, and still there are only 15 members of the council. So the weightage is less than 8%. So what kind of ratio is there? When the country numbers increased, when the weightage increased, when there are more people there now in UNGA, why not in UNSC a corresponding weightage of people are there? Why only 15? There should be maybe 25 people, maybe 30 people. And such suggestions also came, instead of this 5 plus 10 concept, right, which is like 5 permanent, okay, 5 permanent and 10, this thing is the present thing. So you add a kind of 10 more members, like 6 more here, and then 4 more here. So total will be like 11 permanent members and 14 non-permanent members on a rotation basis. And so total will be 11 plus 14, which is equal to 25 members. Okay, so this was the suggestion which was given, but it was not done or not implemented. So now the composition, as I told, the Europe, for instance, has barely 5% of the world population. Still, they have 33% in the UNSC. I told you, they have already 3 people in the permanent one. And in the rotation base also, you are giving like this many from Western Europe, this many from Eastern Europe. And it's like, it's not acceptable. Okay. So again, the financial contribution to the UN outweigh those of 4 out of the 5 members, meaning there are other countries also who do a lot of funding to the UN. Don't always tell it is only USA and Europe. There is this Japan, there is this Germany. For decades, they are the second and largest contributors to the UN budget. Okay. So while still being referred as enemy states, this also after the war they made a charter, right? In that charter they told, okay, these people won the war, these people lost the war, or these are enemy states. So Japan, Germany and all was in that side, right? So even now the charter has not amended. It is even now written Japan and Germany is enemy state. Okay, so when will you learn? When will you change all these things which are like outdated 1945 things? Okay, so again, it denies opportunity to India also, where I told population, world economy, and also contributions, not only in funding, but when it comes to global issues, when it comes to anything like peacekeeping operations is there in certain civil war areas and all, we have sent the maximum troops. Okay, Indians are the most peacekeeping forces. So that is why we have participated in everything in the evolution of world affairs, and still this organization is not giving the membership to India, is not right. So now there is this small countries and there is this middle size and large countries. So small country, anyway, know that you give us membership or not, we may be not deserving it. We are not economically good. We are like dependent on others. We are like, we don't have anything development wise. So we are okay. But the middle size and large countries, they are rivals with each other itself. Okay. Now suppose the UN agrees, US agree, everybody agrees. Now they will, these other people, the middle and large, as I told, G4, the coffee club, they will start fighting that. Okay, you agree. Okay, 6 more you add, but which 6 you will add? Okay. So that fight is there. So the method, voting method is also very, very stringent method. If you see, to make any change in the UN Charter, you need 2/3 majority voting of the overall membership. That is 129 countries of 193 should pass it or agree to it. After that, all these countries should get it ratified in their this also, meaning in your own parliament. You go back to India and there also you do the voting and make it agree. Understanding? So how many of those countries will be able to do that in their own this thing? Because opposition will always object it. So that is why this is a very stringent process to make any change in this thing. And opposing thing also I'll tell you, like in Africa, Nigeria will ask like, we are the largest democracy here. Okay, meaning suppose they allow one African country to become the permanent member. So Nigeria will tell I am the largest democracy. South Africa will tell I am the largest economy. Egypt will tell I am the oldest civilization. So which African country will go there? They themselves will fight with each other. Then how will you give membership to anyone? Okay, and then the other one, if you see Pakistan, will always oppose India. Then Argentina and Mexico will oppose this Brazil. Okay, because Brazil, the people are speaking Portuguese. Okay, because once it was under Portuguese rule, they speak Portuguese. So if you are representing Latin America, you should speak our language, not speak Portuguese language. So how will we accept Brazil even though their economy is good? We will not accept it. Indonesia also don't like giving seat to India. Okay, so like this, everyone, China also obviously will not dilute their position or give up their veto power. Nothing they will do. Even I think this G4 countries told that you take us first into P5 and don't give us veto power, but still call us permanent members first. Okay, that also UNSC is not agreeing. So like this, the problems within countries is there, the problem of voting is there, and then one more suggestion came, like make a thing like semi-permanent member, meaning permanent member, non-permanent member, and then a semi-permanent member, where again for 10-year terms you will be like elected. Okay, meaning there's a permanent, then a 10-year member, then this rotation member. Like the 3 groups you make, but nobody accepted it. None of the aspirants of these people wanted it. Okay. So a gridlock continues. Ukraine conflict, you saw people are fighting, and the UN member state and the council proved powerless, meaning anything is happening. This United Nations has failed. Russia is doing whatever they like. They are blocking whatever they want in case of Ukraine, Mali, Syria, North Korea and all. China is blocking whatever they like. West is obstructing anything, like if you see Trump and all withdraw fund from many of the UN bodies, WHO, World Bank, IMF, everything is dysfunctional, and still we have no other global system. We still is dependent on the same United Nations. There's no alternate to it. There's no competition to it. So should we continue with this ineffectiveness? Like that a question Shashi Tharoor has opened to the audience and left it. Okay, that is why I told the static completely. Now you understood the issues also, and now you got some of the solutions also. I hope this was completely clear. Okay. More than this, daily do the current affairs, your portions will get complete, you can answer any question. So if you want to learn like this with the bullet pointed notes in our MCQ PDFs and all, come and enroll to this. Okay, in our test series, out of 93 tests in this package, 5 tests are purely on international organizations and bodies. So every body, BRICS, BIMSTEC, SCO, G4, African Union, you take anything, there will be one question and answer like a notes format, and it's a soft copy PDF with lifetime validity. So once you enroll, you fail this year also, next year you can reuse the same, because static will not change. Maybe few, like 1 member got added, 2 member got added, that current affair will change. That current affair is a separate pack. That anyway, after you, suppose you fail, next 12 months current affair you can enroll as a separate mini pack. But the subject static part is not going to change. So come and enroll, study nicely, and then bring the results soon. Okay, don't make UPSC like a 5-year plan, 6-year plan and all. Try to finish it off fast. Okay, in 2 attempts, 3 attempts, if you can't do, then do something else. Don't go behind this exam for many years. It is not advisable. Okay, you are wasting your parents' money. You are wasting your youth years of age. Okay, because age once goes, it will not come back. Meanwhile, you could have done something else. So try to understand this exam and do what is needful, and anything guidance if you need, you come and WhatsApp us. A lot of free lectures are there. Our Instagram we keep posting. So I'll look forward to your feedback. Thank you and have a nice day.